Hello everybody, Naughty Nana does. How you doing? Now for some Canadian content. We're having some trouble with some MAGA Republicans up here. I'm just saying. You can read backwards, but it says, "Stop petting my peeves," right? Yeah, we've got some politicians up here. One's Premier of Alberta. There's one that's a Premier of Saskatchewan, and the Premier of New Brunswick. And the leader of the Conservative Party is a far right wing nut. He'd fit right in down in the United States of America. So we have our problems up here too. So let me just tell you about this one Premier out in Alberta, Miss Danielle Smith. I'm going to get riled up during this because I'm really pissed off. So anyway, all I can say is how fecking dare you, Danielle Smith. Your homophobic and transphobic bullshit will see these kids with severe depression, amped up bullying, death threats will increase, and you will have blood on your holier-than-thou hands. You expect teachers to out these kids when in a lot of cases, school is their only safe place. Home is their hell because their parents will throw them out or God knows what else will happen to them if they came out at home. So you have given in to, as they say in conservative circles, your base. Sound familiar? Sounds like all those fascist MAGAs south of the border, don't you think? Canada has been a safe place for the LGBTQ community and has offered help to Americans facing prejudice and prejudice just because of who they are. Have they ever spoken to a trans person or an LGBTQ person? Ever? No, they haven't. Do they give a shit? Definitely not. It's what their base wants. You have not listened to the parents of these trans kids and on the whole, or their whole team of doctors and psychologists, psychiatrists, endocrinologists. Do you know how much these kids go through? All this stuff is necessary, but it's intrusive. It's painful, and it shows that these kids need to go through with how they feel in here as a person. This is not a TikTok goddamn friggin' fad. Get that shit out of your head. None of these surgeries are happening to anybody under 18. Maybe at 16 once in a while they'll do top surgery, but very seldom. But these procedures that you're talking about are done before puberty for a reason. It's because nothing physically changes until puberty is announced. However, some kids experience precocious puberty, where girls as young as 6 to 8 years old and boys 8 to 9 start puberty early. Meanwhile, if your 4-year-old, 5-year-old comes to you and says, "I want to be a princess." Well, if it's a female assigned at birth, it's no problem. Here's your tiara, honey. Here's your princess dress. But if it's a boy that says he wants to be a princess, Jesus, you think Satan himself showed up. So they'll start throwing all the Tonka trucks at him and the G.I. Joes, shoving them in his face. Why? Why? What's it hurting? Seriously, who's it hurting? You're making your kid happy? Isn't that what parenthood is all about? Making your kids happy and keeping them safe? That's not happening anymore. We all explored our sexuality. And if you're being honest, we've done some experimenting here and there. Just saying, back in my day, we didn't have the internet. And the boys all went under their dad's pillow in the bedroom or under the mattress. But us girls, we had to figure it out for ourselves, if you know what I mean. Just saying. I mean, look at this Alberta Premier. Look at her, for instance. Has she detransitioned? Nobody knows. And you know what? It's none of anybody's business. But she sure is making it her business. She said that it was her sworn duty to look after the kids of our country. No, it's not. It's the parents that look after their kids, not her. Especially these bigoted friggin' ways. How about you keep your political ambitions out of our family business and caring for our own kids? Nobody tells you to stop giving your teenage daughter a friggin' nose job at 14, or lash extensions, or lip injections, hair extensions. Or how about that drug that stops your period for a while? Isn't that kind of like a puberty blocker? Just saying. Puberty blockers have been used on kids for years with no side effects. They start, some kids start puberty way too young. It's called precocious puberty. Now, I guess just because you don't want puberty blockers or anything like that, well, they're used for kids like, how about the little fella that's 7 years old showing up for grade 2 with a mustache and a full and chest hair? Can't have that. Or how about the little girl in grade 2 that shows up first day of school on her period? How about that? Puberty blockers help prevent all that stuff. The medication is a necessity. It can be stopped with no side effects, and puberty will commence once again. If the child, the parents, and the whole medical team agree and feel that they want to detransition, so to speak, they can do that. But you keeping them away from this is emotionally and psychologically harmful. It really is. So anyway, that's my rant on Danielle Smith, self-proclaimed holier-than-thou bitch of the West. So anyway, that's what I got to say about her. 99 loves you. Be good, be safe. Take care of you first. If you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe.